Hello, my name is Matt Murphy, and today we will be going over the Oracle Database and RAC Management Pack, as well as the new features we have added in the latest release. Dave will be showing you a live demo of our Oracle Database Management Pack, and after the demo we will be answering any sales-related questions you have. We want to try to keep it to sales-related questions because everyone's environment is so different. If you have a specific technical question that's probably going to pertain to your environment, just send us a note in the attendee control panel and we can answer it offline ourselves or set up a one-on-one time to discuss these questions. This way we can give you a more in-depth and detailed answer for your environment. At Bridgeways, we have an entire suite of management packs allowing for a single pane of glass view for your entire system. This lowers the total cost of ownership by integrating seamlessly into Operations Manager console. There's absolutely no new training time required to achieve centralized monitor within Ops Manager. Some of our best-selling management packs include VMware, MySQL, InterSystems Cache, and our Oracle Database Management Pack that we will be demoing later on in the presentation. And with that, I'll hand it over to Dave.
So right now I'm presenting to you the System Center Operations Manager diagram view of a typical Oracle environment. In this case we have the server at the very top and all the child elements that make up that instance on that server. As you can see, we're looking at the instances, whether or not they've been RAC enabled, table spaces, all the way down through the parts. So this is a nice way of seeing the overall view of what your system looks like. And again, we pull all the metrics from the view tables, the Oracle view tables, and through the automatic workload repository, AWR. And of course, that must be enabled on your system in order to pull those statistics. So here, let's flip over to the console. This is a Operations Manager console. For those of you familiar with it, you'll notice that the Oracle Management Pack here on the left that I've highlighted simply installs into the tree on the left-hand side, and it imports just like any other management pack. From the Oracle Management Pack, we've included these high-level dashboards. So right up the top, right when you first started looking at the system, you can start seeing exactly how particular database servers are behaving and any alerts that may be appearing on there, as well as the Oracle Listener. You can see how well that is doing. And then you start getting into all the particular elements of particular instances. And this will tell you if there's an alert on a particular instance and what the source of that alert is. And you can start drilling down through all the various, and you'll notice we monitor alerts, commits, database size, the data files, disk sorts, indexes. All these metrics come from Oracle. Again, as I mentioned, the view table or AWR. We simply communicate, you set up a TNS connection string with the Oracle as a read-only user, pulling this data from Oracle itself and displaying it in terminology that Oracle DBAs would be familiar with. And if you're not familiar, if you're a systems administrator who's in charge of SCOM and have been just told to monitor Oracle, you'll be able to look at this terminology, do a search on what it means for your Oracle documentation, and pass that along to the Oracle team. So again, by using common terminology that's familiar in the Oracle environment, you can clearly communicate what is going on. And as you can see, it's quite detailed. We get down into all the individual metrics and start graphing a lot. Now, for those of you familiar with Operations Manager, again, you know that you can set a baseline, you can select a time range for what you, if you want to look into the future, look into the past rather, and you can adjust this for how many days back you want to see. Again, this is great in particular views for looking where performance bottlenecks have occurred. Whether or not your cache is being used efficiently, maybe you're getting a lot of reads from disk, etc., things of that nature. You can also check, table size growth, things of that of the basic building blocks of your Oracle environment. If you'll notice on the bottom here, I've got a whole lot of table spaces that are showing, and I've just selected or deselected those that I want to view. And again, if you have lots here, you can simply scroll down and select whatever table spaces or whatever element is appearing here. Again, every view has the same interface where you can select or deselect certain elements, and you can adjust the color code of that. I can change the color, etc. So again, this is standard System Center Operations Manager user interface. So again, if you understand System Center Operations Manager, you'll understand how to use our management pack. It's totally seamless. Of course, we start breaking down into the major elements of your environment. If you see a little bit of a lag here, folks, that's simply the GoToMeeting and the network lag in real time, and on your workstation, there very little, if any, lag at all in when you're interacting with the System Center Operations Manager console. Again, so we look at the database server. We start from there. We start getting down into the instances. We can look at alert log details. We can look at the individual instance states, seeing what's wrong. We can pull up, excuse me, we can pull up Health Explorer for these elements. And here I have some already open just for handy reference. So every monitor, every alert has a knowledge base article. And that knowledge base articles, all of them have a summary of what the alert means, what caused the alert to go into a unhealthy, critical, or warning state. Most importantly, how to fix the alert condition to get it back to a non-critical state, and in many cases, additional information, so you can do some further research on that. Another nice thing about the Health Explorer UI is you can see how often the state has changed for a particular monitor element. So you can see there's been, it went from healthy to unhealthy, not monitored to monitored, things of that nature. So again, very handy to look at the history here. So just to further state, every monitor, and there's hundreds of them, has a knowledge base article which contains summary, causes, and resolutions. Really important. These knowledge base articles, in the case of Oracle, have been built up using Oracle's documentation and experience from customers that we've been dealing with for many, many years. So this is very pertinent knowledge base, and again, based on solid information. Now, as we move through this, you can see there's tasks over here on the far right. You'll notice there's this Oracle task table, Unix task. In this case, I'm looking at a RHEL system here, Red Hat Linux system with Oracle running on it, and I can start looking at the individual tasks that are that I may have available to me. Now, you should note here, you can see there's Oracle database, restart, stop, start. These tasks are not enabled by default, and it's important to know that from the system administrator's point of view. In some organizations, the operations manager team is distinct from the Oracle team, even though they may be both sharing a SCOM console. You want only certain people to have the ability to shut down or start a database, for instance. So you would have to set up in Operations Manager a run as account and profile that allows you to do these tasks. Okay, so this is very, very important to know. In our documentation, we explain the configuration of run as accounts and profiles to enable this type of feature. Again, it's a handy thing to have in many situations, and others you may not want it. You'll also notice in here some handy top 10 disk reads, top 10 sessions, SQL fetches. The reason those were put there as tasks is because they're extremely resource intensive. By that we mean when we go and seek that information from Oracle, there's a lot of information that's pulled. And in order to maintain SCOM's performance and not clog up basically the network full of this data, we've operated as a task so that over that brief period of time you can pull in that information and not cause any impact at all, because you just don't want this type of thing running on a consistent basis. So again, that's task. And again, they're context sensitive. Depending on where you are in an environment, you'll see the task will change. And here we go over there, onto the processes. So you'll notice we have AWR. Again, if you have AWR enabled in your system, you'll be able to monitor that. Again, excuse the lag, folks. It's just the network lag here. You'll be able to get AWR statistics, so you can get some of those specific information. And again, I can select or deselect whatever I want here. I can look at memory utilization, SQL fetches, things of that, details, transaction summaries. Again, getting down into very, very specifics. Every one of these tables is configurable. I can show alerts, I can create a baseline, I can rotate the chart, select time ranges here. Again, everything here is individualized. Very, very handy for getting a clearer picture over trending. Nothing like a graph to represent that type of thing. Again, as you notice, we've got all the major parts and pieces that make up that environment. Now, you'll notice Oracle RAC. So if you have Oracle RAC in your environment, you're utilizing it, we will detect that. So if you've connected to a server with this management pack, once you've configured it, and that server is part of a RAC environment, Oracle RAC will appear in your Operations Manager views. If it isn't, it does not appear. So again, it kind of keeps the user interface really nice and clean. If you have RAC, you're going to get all this information. And again, we pull this from Oracle's table spaces, monitoring and health table spaces, all these RAC metrics. So as you can see, we look at your global cache, we look at your on-queue statistics, we look at consistent and CR block read times, we look at all the basic building blocks of your cache environment and checking to see how that is being monitored. You'll recognize every one of these labels, if you will, directly as being from Oracle, and they represent all the consistent views of how that is behaving. So again, Oracle RAC, really big piece of many, many Oracle implementations, and we've covered all those important components of that environment. And again, you can see we start getting down into, here's a view of something not monitored. Now this is another thing you can do within Operations Manager. You can simply, all our management packs ship with what's called an overrides management pack. And basically that is the same management pack, but it allows you to configure it. We can change thresholds, you can turn alarms off, you can monitor or not monitor certain things. Now you can do that by default in SCOM with most elements here without using the overrides management pack. You simply just turn off an alert. But using the overrides aspect under authoring here, you can create specific threshold values and pull in those things that you want to see. So again, very handy. In this case, we've simply turned off the interconnect state. So you can do that with anything here. Again, you can see everything that we're monitoring. And we can turn off certain things or on, again, as I mentioned, with the Oracle Rides Managed Pack overrides pack. Now, we also offer reports. These reports are really, really handy. If you go into the reporting section of your Operations Manager, we have some very high-level views for your Oracle database. So I'll pop up a couple here just to show you. Let's run here. We'll just do a quick summary. We can run this one. we go. I have one already pre-generated for you. So here, this is the Oracle Database Instance report. In this case, I'm looking at one instance. Obviously, in many environments, there's several instances, dozens of instances in some cases running. You can select, one or more instances and a specific time period that you want to view the performance, certain performance metrics of that instance. And when you're doing that, you're going to get certain options, and the output will look like this. At the end of the day, you'll get your graphs and all the detailed elements, if there's data available, obviously, for these particular instances. This is one example. So, and this can be as detailed as you want. So I'll just bring that down again here and show you. So this is what my reports generation looks like. I can say, started at such and such a date. I can go back here, to today. I'll add an object. Now, this is important to notice. If you go, I'll just quickly bring this down. We tell you when you select a report, down here at the bottom, I'll just drag that up for you. We tell you how to generate the report. What do you need? So objects, you need to look at what object, or is it a group, right? So we tell you add a group in this case. And what you want to do is look at the group belonging to the Oracle database instances. And then you'll click that and then you'll run. So every one of these reports tells you how to generate the report itself. So that's just a nice handy feature. And again, all the other management packs do the same thing for reporting. Basically, this is common practice within Ops Manager for generating reports. And we have a lot of flexibility over some of the elements that we can cover within that report. So again, very, very, very handy. So reports, got that covered for you, all the major building blocks. What you want to know is the details of these instances, the summary of everything that's been going on, the basic physical usage of that machine right there. That's what the database machine report is. The alert summary report. Now that one in particular has more details. It's I'll just bring that up for you. It basically will tell me all the various elements of that particular systems and the health of them. So again, it'll be depending on the number of instances you have in your environment. These reports can be rather large or small, depending on the amount of data you've configured. Yeah, very handy. So from the top, we can quickly in summary here, we cover all the Oracle Health Monitor metrics. Everything that's available in Oracle, if you were to look at that from an Oracle perspective, you'll see it being viewed in here. One of the big things about this then, beyond, say, using a standard Oracle tool, the Oracle Enterprise tool is a good example, is that you're viewing it from within Ops Manager. And Oracle is simply, in your infrastructure, is simply a part of that infrastructure. An important part, but it is a part. There are servers, network switches, operating systems, maybe virtualization running, other services that are running in that environment. And by utilizing Operations Manager, for those of you who already are, you will know that you can get the big picture of everything that's going on. And for instance, if your Oracle is in a critical state, basically it's stopped communicating, you could quickly find out where that problem has begun. It could be your virtual environment, it could be the virtual machine operating system that Oracle server is running on, it could be a physical network device. Again, Ops Manager allows you to zero in not only on the health and performance metrics of your Oracle system, but being able to see above that, if you will, and to see what is perhaps interfering with or causing outages for that system. Again, very, very important. That's one of the strongest selling points. So yes, we cover all the health and performance metrics that Oracle provides in our Operations Management Pack. But beyond that, we also give you the big picture by utilizing Operations Manager as to what's going on in your environment. So that's our overview, if you will, of the Oracle Management Pack with RAC enabled. And we give personalized technical demonstrations for any potential clients. If you contact our sales team, we'll give much more in-depth one-on-one technical presentations and get into some even more in-depth details of all these metrics and how these things are done. And just contact our sales team to arrange that type of thing. So with that, I guess we can look at some questions. So the one, how is the Oracle Management Pack licensed? Did you want me to get this one, Matt, or would you like to? I don't hear Matt, so I'll go ahead. We license it by the instance. So all our management packs sort of model whatever the service that you're wanting to be monitored. So in the case of Oracle, it's by the instance. If it was VMware, it'd be by the socket, host sockets. So in Oracle's case, it's by the instance. That's basically how it is. And of course, depending on the volume of instances you have, the number of instances you have, cost and pricing is adjusted accordingly, of course. Got another question here about, is RAC support standard or does it cost extra? No, RAC is included when you purchase the Oracle Management Pack. If you have RAC, as I said, it'll automatically get detected and used, and there's no extra cost for using RAC. So that's part of it. And as I mentioned, if you don't have RAC, no problem. Even though it's part of the management pack, it won't show up in your ops manager to make your views a little cleaner. So that's that. We have another one here. Can we configure alerts so that we will get notified if something goes wrong? And also, can we set different threshold value? Yes, absolutely. What you can do there is in the overrides. You can do all that in the overrides, a part of the management pack. Remember, when you buy a management pack from us, you're actually getting two management packs. A sealed management pack where we set certain thresholds and values, and an overrides management pack, which is identical but allows you to edit the thresholds and values and other metrics. And your overrides will always take precedent over the shipped sealed management pack. Again, that's a standard System Center Operations Manager practice. Here's another question. Do we need to reinstall the agent on the database server for this pack to collect data? No. No, you do not need to reinstall the agent. There's a System Center Operations Manager agent that you do not need to reinstall the agent. You simply configure that agent, knows how to talk to Ops Manager, and at a provider end, you need to configure it to connect to the database using a user. Again, that's all done from the SCOM interface, actually. So again, our documentation details that. It's relatively straightforward. And also, by the way, when you do create a default user for that provider to log into that Oracle instance for, we ship with an SQL script, plain text, that you can modify and or review before running it, if you choose to run that script to set up that user. Again, you can see everything that we do. It's fairly straightforward, read only from the performance and view tables, nothing more. And what platforms do we support? We support, as I mentioned, Linux, Red Hat Linux, SLES, SUSE Linux, Windows platforms, and AIX 6 and 7. So again, very wide support for the Oracle Management Pack with RAC. So yeah, with that, I'd like to wrap it up and thank everyone for attending. And again, if you want more details or a personalized demonstration of this with more details with your technical team, etc., just get a hold of our sales department and we'll set that up for you. So thank you very, very much.